Hello. I want to share a little bit about the perspective on kids, because what I find really important when I look at my own relationship with children and also talk about these things I do talk about with the grown-ups. It can be parents or teachers or people working with kids or people meeting kids or seeing kids, is that we also talk about the way we see kids, because that will also affect everything we do after like the frame we made it. Like, for example, if you have a cow and you see a cow as your friend or as something holy or as something that is just like producing milk or meat, like food for human beings, you will treat the cow accordingly. And I mean, maybe you think it's weird to draw this line between a cow and a child, but it's with everything. Like, the way we see it, the frame we made will affect how we treat it and how we interact with it. And the way I see a child, and I think the way a child is actually, but you're free to have your own, of course, frame to it. It is that, of course, I as a parent have a child. Like, the child is born through my body. My body is needed for a new human being to come alive. But this child is its own creature. It's a sovereign own human being, and it doesn't belong to me. And so if you see a child as something that belongs to you, something that is still like part of you, like the more you identify your role as a parent with the child, you will get more triggered in your person, and you will treat your child or have expectations on your child in a way that kind of please the image you want to have on yourself. So for me, it has been very helpful to look at how do I see my child or my children or any child? Is it a belonging to the adults? Are the adults in a role where they are allowed to put pre-assumptions, expectations and frames around a child to feel more comfortable? Or can we actually let them be free and explore life? I mean, every child have their own path, their own kind of meaning in why they are here at Earth, and that meaning is not put there by me as a parent. In the same way as I, as a human being, get to explore my own person or my own human, I get to explore my interests. It's like, oh, this human being seemed to be super interested apparently in relationships. It's super interested in how humans work. It's super interested in the mechanics in life and interactions between human beings and how we can affect each other. And I'm just fascinated by that interest. This human being is obviously not so interested in soccer or in whatever thing that I'm not interested in. And it's not something I decide to be interested in or not. It's something I explore and find out, like through my whole life. And the more I'm told as a child that I should be interested in this and that and this, the more difficult I will have to really allow what's inside me to be expressed. And like the child's path might be different from yours. And it doesn't mean that something is better or worse. We will probably also talk about better or worse and right and wrong a lot, because from my perspective it doesn't exist. And it might sometimes feel provocative, but it's also truth of life, and you'll find out why. But what I did and what I invite you to do is to write a letter to your child, and you don't have to give it to them, but write about how you see them, what you really want to give them. For example, if you want to give them love and care, is it on your presumptions, if that's the right word? Is it like I care about you and I love you if you behave in a way that makes it comfortable for me? Or can I actually love you no matter what? I mean, the parental love wants to be unconditional, but it's so easy that those conditions kind of sneak in, and that we behave in a way that tells our kids about right and wrong. We have like a different tone in our voice, or different kind of movement in our body when the kids do something that is like not according to my wants or needs. So the invitation is to look at the perspective that the small human being is its own human being. It's not yours, and it's totally free, and you all are here as guides for those small human beings. So the most important thing you can do is to treat yourself in a way that makes you be the best person to guide this child. That's love and care for your child or the child. And we will talk more about that, but I think it's very important to look at the frame we give the relationship with our children. Do we own them, or are they free human beings with the right to explore the path, no matter how it looks? I would love to have your reflections on that in the comments. And other than that, just know that you're loved and cared about, and that you have the same right to explore your life and your human, even when you're a grown-up. So, bye.